Welcome back, companions. It is our March vignette of Masons and their music. And we say Masons and their music because in the 3 years as we start 2021 that we've been doing these vignettes, we're running out of Masons who've actually written music, but associated with it, that opens a whole wide new angle. Speaking of wide, we're not done with Brother Clark Gable either, because one of his other famous movies was The Wide Missouri. And the theme music for that, both at the beginning, the end, and trailing throughout, was the song Shenandoah. The reason that I wanted to pick it is twofold. It was also another bit of music that Gable was associated with, but it is also a very favorite song of our immediate past Grand High Priest, Ray Steele, who guided us so stealthily through 2020 and all of its challenges. As it turns out, Ray was born and raised in the Shenandoah Valley. Ray was attending Shenandoah University, and in the Navy, his first assignment was on board the USS Shenandoah. So he's really a big fan of the song. But as it turns out, I had to explain to him that it has nothing to do with the river that runs through the valley so named. If you remember the lyrics, it refers to carry you across the wide Missouri. Well, that's about a half a continent that away. As it turns out, it's a song that grew up in about the 1830s among French trappers and tells the story of a trapper who fell in love with an Indian maiden and wanted to marry her and had to get permission from her father, an Oneida chieftain whose name was Oshenadiah, which then became anglicized to Oshenandoah. So now we go back to Brother Clark Gable, and as it turns out, that movie very well parallels the story of Oshenandoah, because it also involves a trapper who falls in love with a Indian maiden. In that instance, she was from the Blackfeet tribe. But it's still an interesting relationship between Gable, the Wide Missouri, Shenandoah, and Ray Steele. So I know he watches these vignettes, so I thought I would once again play his song and dedicate it and tie him to Brother Gable and a piece of music that I know Ray really likes. So Ray, there's Shenandoah, Clark Gable, the Wide Missouri, the same story, both in the movie and in the one that I told you. And thank you again for leading us through 2020. Your leadership will never be forgotten. Companions, we'll be back in April with another vignette, and we're going to study an artist, a song, and a Mason who's very much involved in the third degree. Until then, stay safe, and we'll see you later.